How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very well, thanks for asking. Yeah, can you hear me? Is the sound good? Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a sec here, Peps. I'm gonna turn off my camera. There we go. Okay, that is much better. So yeah, how you doing, man? We're actually live, Pepsi. I switched up the format a little bit. I just thought it would be a little more exciting. So what I'm gonna do is we'll go live now, and then I'm gonna edit the audio later, make it a little, just clean it up a bit, and make it a little more high quality if people want that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, man. So we're live now, yeah.
Yeah, we are. We got 11 people watching right now. Got Max Dog just said hey, popped his comment up on the screen. But how's your week been, or a couple weeks been, man? Because we didn't get to talk last week.
Yeah, no. It's awesome to speak to. I've got about 50 or 60 minutes, Addy. If that's good with you, I've got an update for you. I've got a couple of things to talk about. We're going to talk about the Global Prison Book Donation Project, World Criminal Justice, and George Flynn, the killing of George Flynn. And I've also got an address. I've got an address for the civil rights movement in America regards the killing of George Flynn. How does that sound for you?
Yeah, definitely, Pepsi. Floyd, you mean, right? George Floyd?
Floyd, yeah, not George Flynn.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I was looking forward to asking you about that.
By this phenomenon that is George Floyd, and how it's kind of just spread across the world. So yeah, last couple of weeks have been good, man. This place is toxic, dangerous, violent, self-harming. There's been a spate of suicides across the prison estate in England and Wales at the minute because of the mental health problem being increased because of the COVID-19 23-hour lockdown. I want to give a mention to like I was saying last time, say a word about victims of crime across the entire spectrum. All people who are affected by crime, street crime, burglary, robbery, violent crime. The whole spectrum, and just again to encourage these people within our society to reach out to us, man, and so we can use our resources to give you a platform and have your voice heard. My message to victims of crime is that your voice is important and your voice matters. I want to give mention as well to the London Met Police call handlers taking 999 emergency calls, frontline prison officers in the UK who are unsung heroes contributing to driving our country forward at the time of this national emergency that is COVID. The Global Prison Book Donation Project is live, it's up and running. I've sent messages out to Russell and Blackman. I'll send you another update as well, Addy. So we're looking to get our first packages of books to HMP Humber in the north of England. Imminently. Also, the first packages for Feltham Young Offenders Institution in West London and Rikers Island in New York City. We want to uplift and inspire young people detained in secure institutions all across the world. That education is a practice of freedom, and we hope that these educational books and inspirational books will uplift these young people. This is on behalf of Blessed Are the Peacemakers. We're a movement that is supported by the Christian Evangelist Global Church movement across the world, France, America, the UK, all across the world to Kuwait. We want to try and reconnect with these values of helping people, compassion, love, family, relationships. So, you know, the Blessed Are the Peacemakers movement, the Global Prison Book Donation Project, helping the homeless. We're not, you know, we don't have a power structure. We don't have a leader. You know, if you go and feed the homeless in Wisconsin or Vegas, you know, you're the leader. When Blackburn is packaging up books for children detained in secure accommodation, he's the leader. We're just a collective, unified body of people who try and uplift those less fortunate than ourselves. So I'm really pleased to get this thing moving, get it up and running, Addy.
Yeah.
I've been writing a lot. I've been digging deep within myself. I was kind of working like lots of hours reading, writing. I'm up to chapter 10 of my work, the IPP Diaries. The last two chapters, which are called Paradox and the Broken Heart of an Artist, and then I've written a first draft and second draft for chapter 11, which is Staff Culture. Yeah, that's what I've been up to, man.
Wow. Excuse me. Wow, that's awesome, man. And yeah, you touched on a lot there. That's definitely something I want to be a part of, Pepsi, is this book donation project. It was something that as soon as you said it, I was, I was onto it. I actually I had an idea just very locally. I just called the bookstore, a couple bookstores, looking for stuff they were trying to get rid of to send to you actually. But that was just like on a real micro level. But I love this idea of pushing it to like a global macro level. I think that's the way to think. That's the way that we should go about this. As we plan, as a group, like you said, if there's no leader, so that's no centralized power, so to speak, which I think is good, because then it's more communal, and the goal is helping people, I think, at the end of the day. And what let's go into this George Floyd situation some more, Pepsi. And I'm curious, man, like how up to date are you on current events? Do you know what's going on pretty much as soon as they happen?
Yeah, I'm very much up to date with this situation. I've been, just like I said, completely transfixed by this George Floyd phenomena. I've been writing about it, reflecting on it. I've been reflecting and thinking deeply about the implication of it, the fact that we appear to have come full circle since the civil unrest in America in the 60s, and then in 68, the assassination of Martin Luther King. I was writing the last three chapters of the IPP Diaries. I've been writing about my kind of current reality, my present, with the journey that I've gone on inward, with self-examination, self-reflection, the challenges with the injustice of the IPP sentence. But then I've been, writing about things that have been happening currently, like the global pandemic, and then now George Floyd. So I've just been observing the situation and kind of incorporating it into my writing. And the address that I'm going to read out for you is at the end of this chapter that I've written, which is called The Broken Heart of an Artist. So this is kind of what I'm going to read to you is the end of that chapter, and then I'll wrap that up and move on to the next chapter. But the common theme, the common denominator, the common thing that I've observed from this George Floyd phenomena is a pain, an expression of pain, across the world, from predominantly a kind of a collective of youth. It kind of appears to have triggered and electrified, this theme of pain, of an oppressed people within demoralized society, across multiple continents.
Yeah, definitely, Pepsi, and it does seem like there was, just this angst and like collective subconscious, and it reminds me of the 1930s, Pepsi, and the 1920s, and it's excuse me, it's very scary. I'm gonna take a sip here while you respond.
Yeah, I mean, it's very prominent. It's very prominent. It's something that I've got some very unorthodox angles on, some unorthodox kind of approaches toward it.
Yeah, please share it with us, Pepsi. Do you think that this is exclusively about race?
No, this is about human division, and the fact that we are quite naturally divided. It's about, if you kind of research the history of both the pre-modern and the modern human, our species has been blighted by human division, power struggles for land, and scapegoating of other communities and other subdivisions of our species. I've just been watching intently, about these kind of protests and the language that's used, and we're kind of victims, really, of our own kind of interconnected success, in a sense, Addy, because even just the wording, if you look beneath the wording of things, and the very wording of Black Lives Matter, or the very wording of Black and minority ethnics, from my viewpoint, it is quite divisive and kind of creates a divide between either or and for and against, and inferior and superior. That's kind of the way I look at it. This picture of the white National Guardsman and the Black activist, shaking hands and embracing, was kind of virally paraded across global digital media and alternative and mainstream media platforms as kind of a picture of unity. But I did not see unity in that picture. A picture or video communicates millions more times data than language, right? If you actually go and rewatch that and observe it, and observe it again and again, I can feel the energy of the division in cultures between those two men. The body language, the lack of eye contact, the resistance to the first handshake, the speediness of when they stopped embracing, and how quickly the National Guardsman broke the embrace with no eye contact, zero eye contact, and looked away. So yeah, picture kind of it's a very, very interesting and powerful picture, which I kind of viewed as and looked at as the opposite of the way they were reporting it.
Yeah, for those who don't know Pepsi, can you just explain the historical, or which picture you're referring to that you just described?
So it's a picture of a white National American Guardsman. I think initially he was on one knee in a display of peace to the activists, and the National White Guardsman ended up on his feet in dialogue with a Black activist, and then they shook hands and embraced.
Okay,
And
this was this week?
Was paraded in the media as kind of a picture of unity.
Yeah, that was this week, Pepsi?
Yeah, I mean, like, that was a few days ago.
Okay.
A few days ago, yeah.